I'm going to test the music and give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if it sounds like the right volume. Okay, this is the EVA 3-step. It's 16-bar dance, and the first is all walking. First 8 bars is a walking step. The second 8 bars is a very gentle pas de basque, just a lilting pas de basque. So let's start with the first 8 bars, the walking step. If you have a partner, you will start with the outside foot. So if you don't have a partner, decide which side you're on. The outside foot going forward, step, 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 point. And then in the direction you're pointing, step, cross, step, point. Going back, step, cross, step, point. Then retiring, step, 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 point. Then the next 8 bars is this lilting pas de basque. You'll dance, so just practice that a little bit, just very soft, just to relax and warm up your hips and your knees and your ankles. So you'll pas de basque away from your partner and turn, then take 2 hands and pas de basque along the line of dance, forward and back, and then either retain 2 hands or go into ballroom hold and dance around, dance around, dance around, and open up, ready to start again. So I'm going to switch my screen here so that I can see if I get past the point where you can't see my feet.
Oh.
Can I make, why don't, is there a way I can make me bigger? There, okay. So going forward with the outside foot, step, 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 point. Steps, cross, step, point. And if you have a partner, the woman goes in front, the man, and then the woman goes behind the second time, or the person on the right goes in front first and then goes behind on return. Step, cross, step, point, back, 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 point. And then pas de basque, turn around, take 2 hands, pas de basque forward, pas de basque back, and then dance around, dance around, dance around, and open up. One more time. Going forward, outside foot, step, 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 point, step, cross, step, point, step, cross, step, point, back, 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 point. Pas de basque, turn around, forward and back, and dance around, dance around, dance around, and open up. Step, 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 point, step, cross, step, point. So, does everybody have that? See if there's any, oh, you don't get on Procini's bad side. Okay, doesn't, put something in here if you think you have a problem with that. Okay, I'm going to give you some music, and I will call it. Outside foot, step, 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 point, step, cross, step, point, step, cross, step, point, back, 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 point. Pas de basque, turn around, forward and back, and dance around, dance around, dance around, and open up. Step, 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 point, step, cross, step, point, step, cross, step, point, back, back, back. Pas de basque, turn around, forward and back, and dance around, dance around, dance around, and open up. Step, point, step, cross, step, and back. Pas de basque, turn around, forward and back, cross, step, point, step, cross, step, point, step, step. So I hope nobody had any problems with that. If you were all dancing, you can't really put anything in the chat box, I realize. Have a drink of water. Okay, we did, that was a lilting pas de basque, but I just want to make 2 points about pas de basque and skip change of step, and we'll go into Fugal Fergus, the jig. Make sure you're getting 3 beats of the pas de basque, pas de basque. I'll give you some music. Do your best pas de basque, and let's see some. Make sure you get that 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. So just count it. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's do the pas de basque. 5, 6, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think that looked good. You were all perfect. So that's the most important part of the pas de basque. The skip change, the most important part is to get that hop at the beginning. Hop, step, close, step, hop, step, close, step. So I'm going to give you some music. Go around in your little circle. Make sure you get the hop at the beginning. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hop, step, close, step, hop, 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 hop. Okay, now we're going to put them together, and we're going to set for 2, dance forward for 2, pulling the right shoulder back, set, dance back across, like this. So set right and left, hop, step, close, step, hop, step, close, step, pulling the right shoulder back, set, set, hop, step, close, step, and set, hop, step, close, step, hop, step, close, step. I know, just do it 3 times, 12 bars. I know you don't have a lot of space, a lot of you, but take tiny steps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, ready, and set, hop step, hop step. Hop step, and the right shoulder back. Okay, just rest. Woo! I need a drink of water. I don't see any comments. Okay, just remember that those are the 2 most important things. The 3 solid beats on the pas de basque and the hop at the beginning. Other people have taught skip change and pas de basque in the last few weeks, so I'm not going to talk about the other points about closing in third and all of that. I'm sure you got that perfectly. Just make sure you get the 3 beats in the hop. So, let's move on to Fugal Fergus. I'll give you some music. Is that loud enough? So, some of you I know already know Fugal Fergus, but I think probably some of you have never done it. And it's a good dance to do all by yourself because really you're not dancing with your partner, you're dancing with the people who are right next to you on your side of the dance. Fugal Fergus is a fugue. It is a 48-bar tune, and there's only 40 bars to the dance. So this is the woman's side. This is the top where the music is, the bottom, the women's side, the men's side. And in Fugal Fergus, the women start on bar 1 and they finish on bar 40. The men start on bar 9 and finish on bar 48. So if you know the dance and you want to do Fugal Fergus with your partner, you have a partner, that's great. What I'm going to teach you is as if you've never done it before. So if you have never done it before and you have a partner, I think it's best to be on the same side, be either on the women's side or the men's side. I'm going to call it in such a way that you can be on either side and it won't matter. But it will be best if you are just doing the dance for the first time to do it from, or start on bar 1, finish on bar 40, and then rest for 8 bars before we start again. That's how I'm going to call it. So, this is the top of the set, that's the bottom. This is in, and that's out. So, we'll walk, just walk it with me. Begins with 1s. Now, I'm on the women's side. I'm not sure how this mirrors for you. I think it's as if you're looking from the bottom of the set looking up. So I'm on the woman's side. I'm going to dance across the top, down behind the opposite line, across the bottom of the set, and back to place. And you could have done the same thing from the men's side. Just go across the top, behind the woman's line, across the bottom, and up. The next 16 bars is a 12-bar figure plus a 4-bar figure. The 12-bar figure is one we just practiced. It's set for 2, cross, pulling your back, your right shoulder, set, cross, set, cross, and face up. Chase across the top and down. So let's dance that 24 bars. It's the chase for 8 bars, and then set, cross, face up, chase across, and down. Everybody stay facing down. So that's 24 bars. Chase. Down behind the opposite line, across, and back to place. Set and cross. Pull back right shoulder. One more time. Face up, chase across, and face down and stop. So, everybody's facing down. 1s are at the bottom, 2s are in second place, Threes are at the top. Everybody's facing down. Doesn't matter which side you're on. If your one's at the bottom, you will dance toward the center of the set, and twos will dance out. So on the lady side, you give a right shoulder. On the men's, you would give a left shoulder. 12-bar reels of 3 on the side, which will put ones back at the top facing in, twos back in second place facing up. So let's walk that. 12 bars. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and 4, halfway, 5, 6, 7, back to place, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ones are facing in, twos are facing out. They give near hands, turn 1.5 times to progress ones into second place and twos into top place. And there's a polite turn in these two positions. So, I will give you 16 bars. And so we'll dance that 16 bars, which is 12 bars of reel, starting with ones facing toward the center to give, and twos facing out, so you'll know which shoulder to give. 12-bar reel, 4-bar turn with the near hands 1.5 times. It is, because ones are facing in, it's a left hand on the lady side, right hand on the men's side. 12-bar reel, 4-bar 1.5 time turn. And then we would, in the dance, be waiting 8 bars, but just dance that much. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, halfway, 5, 6, 7, 8 at the bottom, 9, 10, 11, near hand turn, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now there would be 8 more bars. So, any questions on that? I don't see any questions here. Okay. Let's dance it all the way through. Quick recap. We'll dance it through once, just to make sure you've got it cemented in your head. Begins with an 8-bar chase across the top, behind the opposite line, across the bottom, back to place. Set, cross, face up, chase across, and down. Ones are at the bottom, they turn toward the center of the set. Twos are facing down, they face out. Threes are also facing down, and they will dance in, if we have a 3 in place. 12-bar reels of 3 on the side. Don't forget that last 4 bars. It puts one back at the top. They're facing in, twos are facing out. They give near hands and turn 1.5 times. That's the last 16-bar figure, and then we'll wait for 8 bars. So, one time through, Fugal, Fergus, and I will call it. So, chase. Second cross. Again. Second cross. Face up. Chase across. Down to the bottom. Face in. 1. Right shoulder reels of 3. 8 bars. 4 more. Turn. Okay, I think we can just dance. We can dance it 4 times. If you're lucky enough to have a couple and you're dancing it on the same side, you can progress. Then switch 1s and 2s position. If you already know the dance and you've got partners and you want to do it as a fugue, That's great. I need some water. If you want to do Waverly every other one, that's fine too. Waverly is another dance that uses the same music, if you've never done either one of them. And it's a dynamite dance. It is a 48 bar dance. So let's do Fugal Fergus. Yes.
In the chat is called.
Okay, sorry. This is the top. I am on the woman's side. This is my right shoulder to the music. This is the men's side with the left shoulder to the music. This is up, that's down. Is that cleared up, Mary? Does that make it clear, Mary? Okay, great. So another quick recap and then we'll do it 4 times. At least, presumably I can count it 4 times. Fugal Fergus is a 48 bar jig for 3 couples. Begins with ones chasing across the top, down behind the opposite line, across the bottom, and back to place. Then all 3 couples set, cross, set, cross, space up. Chase across and down to the bottom. Ones turn toward the center, and 2s are facing down and out, so they know which shoulder to give. Right shoulder for women, left shoulder for men. 12 bar, reels of 3 on the side to bring ones back to the top, facing in. 2s are in second place facing out. They give near hands, turn 1.5 times for 4 bars to put ones in second place and 2s at the top. Wait for 8 bars, catch your breath, and then start again on bar 1. Fugal Fergus. Second cross. One more time. Chase, cross the top and down. Reels of 3 on the side. And turn. Waiting bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ready, chase. Set, cross. It's across the top and down. Reels. 4. Continue the reel and turn. Wait 8 bars. Hey. Set, cross. Face up. Chase. 12 bar reel. 5, 6, 7, ready and space. Drop. Fugal, 12 bars. Sorry, my mouse just seems to have stopped working. Now it's back working again. Who knows? Whoa! I hope everybody got that. It's great dance, great music. It's Waverly and Fugal Fergus with more memories of a Scottish weekend. Great tune. So, get a drink of water and we will move on to the waltz. All right, that's a Shokin Farewell. It's a very slow waltz. They're playing it particularly slow, but it's good for learning because you don't want to try to do a waltz too quickly when you're starting out. The CD is I'm not sure that I can pronounce it. It's Corey Vrecken. I don't know if you can see this, but it's a CD with a lot of different medleys on it. And I happened to find this very slow waltz, which is good for teaching. So let's just count this out. We know that when we were doing the pas de basque, we emphasized the 3-beat pas de basque. It's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. However, there are 4 beats. The and is also a beat. In waltzing, you only get 3. So let's just listen. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So what we're going to do is start. I will face away from you because it's easier for you to understand it that way. Start by stepping back on the left foot, which everybody does. So I know that if you've got a partner, you can't do it at the same time, but just trust me, I'll face the way I'm facing. Start by stepping back on the left foot. Back, side, together, forward on the right, forward, side, together, back, side, together, forward, right, side, together, back, left, side, together, forward, right, side, together, right, left, right, side, together, back, left, side, together, forward, right, side, together. That's the basic step. So let me give you some music. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. We'll start back on the right, left. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ready, and back, side, together, forward, right, side, together, back, side, together, forward, side, together, back, side, together, right, side, together, back, side, together, forward, 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 side, together, back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I hope you all got that. Put something in the chat if you don't. There is a real strong beat on the 1. And as you step back, you're rolling through your toe to heel, side, together, and then going forward on the right, you're rolling through heel, toe, side, together. So there's a sense that it's down, up, up, up is on the toes, and then down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So loosen up a bit, move, bend your knees a little bit, and get a little more comfortable with it. Ready, and back, side, together, down, up, back, left, side, together, forward, right, side, together, 1, 2, down, up. Hold on, I'm going to put I hate it when they slow down so much at the end. Let me give you some little more up tempo here. Two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ready, left foot, back, side, together, forward, side, together, back, side, together, forward, side, together, back, side, together, forward, side, together, back, side, together, forward, side, together. Okay, now that would get a little bit boring. I know that some of you only have that much space, but you do need to put a little bit more into it to keep you from falling asleep by the end of the night, or by the end of the tune. So there is a way to turn. And I'm choosing this step. There are other steps you can use. I'm choosing this because I think it relates to Scottish country dance in a way, because if you step back on the left and then pull your right shoulder back, side, together, just a little bit. You don't have to turn a long ways. There's no amount you need to turn. Step forward on the right and side together again. Pull your right shoulder back a little bit. Step, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Left side together, forward side together, left side together, forward side together, left right, back right side together, forward side together. Just get comfortable doing that and feel that, just pulling your right shoulder back, which Scottish country dancers do all the time. And you'll see that you're going around in a circle. I'm going to give you some music. So start with the box step a couple times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, back left. 1, 2, 3, forward, 1, 3, back, 2, 3, forward, side, together. Now pull your right shoulder back just a little bit. Just a gentle turn. Back, side, together, forward, side, together, back left, side, together, forward, right, side, together, back, side, together, forward. Just keep pulling your right shoulder back until you feel comfortable. Back, side, together, forward, side, together. Okay, now it's going to slow down. We're going to fall over. So, does everybody get the feel of that? So Amelia's, I'll have to find out what you mean by that, Nicholas, about Amelia's Ashokan farewell. I hope you got it. Now, so that was turning. Now, I know some of you have partners there. So, a couple things to say about the partners. I'm the follower, because that's what I do best. And my right hand is out in the leader's left hand. My left hand is on the leader's shoulder, and my arm is along the leader's arm. And the leader has his right hand about on my shoulder blade so that he can pull me forward or sort of push me back, whichever way the leader wants to go. And that is a positive motion, positive feel on the part of the leader. The follower isn't a mind reader, believe me. So, go into ballroom hold, and you need to keep a strong frame, just like you do in Poussette right round. If your arms are kind of limp, you won't be able to read each other's movements. So, what else? Okay, another very important thing about partnering. This is my partner here. My partner, 2 feet, and we're standing right aligned with each other like this. And my partner, what do we do? He goes back on the left, and I go forward on the right, and this is what happens. I trot on his foot. Has that ever happened to you? It's happened to me plenty of times. It's not because I'm a klutz or because my partner's a klutz, although he may be a klutz. But that's not what, sorry, wrong feet. Anyway, the way to avoid stepping on someone's feet or getting stepped on is to offset just slightly so that your right hips aren't aligned, but your right hips are closer to each other. So that when I step forward and my partner steps back, this is what happens. My foot's sort of between my partner's feet, and then side together, back, side, together, forward. But if you start kicking each other's toes or getting stepped on, just look at your alignment because that's what's causing it. So, put my partner away, doesn't lead very well anyway. So, nice strong frame. Let's try it again with a little bit of turning. Yes. Okay. Let's try it again. And so, if you're lucky enough to have a partner there, go into ballroom hold. Did everybody get ballroom hold? I hope. Okay, so nice strong frame. You don't need to be too close together. Your hips are sort of aligned, but they're not touching. This is not tango. This is the waltz. And it's also not competition waltzing, where the woman would have her head back like that, and you need amazing back muscles to do that. So nice strong frame. Give you some more music. Do the box step, and then go into pulling the right shoulder back gently to rotate around. Actually, I'm going to move on to another tune here. Just listen to the music. It's also slower than it would be in a ballroom, but just want everybody to get comfortable with the step. And when you're in a small space, taking small steps, you don't really need it to be fast. One other thing I didn't say, sorry, one thing I forgot. The steps you're taking in this box step are quite small. Your box is about the width of your shoulder, so it's about 18 inches. And the faster the music is, the smaller your steps will be. So it's step, side, together, forward, side, together. I know the video I sent out, they're doing these exaggerated long steps, but they are competition dancers. This is just a little ballroom dance, and it's very small, simple steps. So, give you the music again. Do the box step till you feel comfortable. One, two, three, left. 1, 2, 3. Step, side, together, step, side, together, step, side, together, step. Step, side, together, step. When you feel comfortable, start pulling the right shoulder back, just softly. Okay, I just want to make a couple other points that I think will make this easier for you to remember. There are other steps. There are steps where instead of going back on the left side together and forward on the right, you go back on the right side together and forward on the left. And you can do them both. You can go left side together, left back side together, right back side together, back side together, back side together. If you get a little dizzy, just want to go in a straight line. Of course, the leader would be going forward, side together, because the leader needs to go forward so that the leader can see that they're not running into anybody. The reason I taught you the box step where you're going back on the left side together, forward on the right, is because that is, it's called the, forget the name of it. It's called the natural box and natural turn. And you're pulling back your right shoulder. So just like with a poussette, you're pulling back your right shoulder, so your unit, your couple unit, is going around clockwise. If you look down and pull back your right shoulder, you're going around clockwise, which is what we do when we do the poussette. We're going around clockwise, whether it's fast time or strasse. And that, but as you're going around clockwise, you're going around the room counterclockwise, which is very important because counterclockwise is the line of dance. You know, when we get up to march around to warm up, we go counterclockwise. If you go to a skating rink, they're going counterclockwise most of the night. And that is the line of dance. The ballroom will be going counterclockwise. And if you're not going counterclockwise, you better know what you're doing because you're going to get run over. So this pulling back your right shoulder lets you do that. You could get up and do this box step with this turn, pulling back your right shoulder the whole time with the waltz, and you would just go around the room the correct way. So you could do that for the whole dance and be perfectly in line with everybody else in the room. So it's the simplest step. I hope that everybody will get up the next time there's a waltz and try it because you know the basic. This is enough to do the dance, and waltzing is so grand. You just don't want to sit it out. So anyway, I'll play this through. We've got a couple more minutes. I'll just let it run. It's only 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And then we can do a little stretching after that. So, enjoy the waltz. So we have another waltz, and I'm going to put it on. It's a little bit faster, So you can try it a little bit faster. If you want to stretch, feel free to do it would be good to do the stretches where your legs are straight. You push your left or right leg back and keep your legs straight and stretch. That would be a very good thing to do after dancing. I'll give you another waltz for 2 minutes. Well, thank you all. I hope you enjoyed the waltz if you had never done it before. Also, thank you to Risa for her great technical support. Next week, Sue Ronald will be teaching us from England. And so stick around. Deborah Leary is going to show us some spinning, and maybe Nicholas Procini will tell us what next week's social segment is. So thank you very much.
I appreciate this opportunity to talk about my other obsession, which is, yarn stuff in general and spinning, which I adore doing. So I thought I'd start with just a little bit of history. So give me a second here. And I'm going to, let's go here. And come on. And I'm going to start here. So the first fabrics that were made with twisted fibers began, Are you guys seeing my screen? Because it's telling me my screen sharing is paused. So,
We're seeing something that says spindle art, china wheel, great wheel.
okay, yeah. Because that I wanted to share a picture and resume share. It won't let me share this picture? That would really suck. Huh. New share. How about now? Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So the first, the earliest woven fibers we estimate have showed up about the year 8000 BC. The earliest knitted fabrics that we've found evidence of date to the 11th century of the Common Era. But they're very fancy, so we're assuming that knitting goes back way further back. But we can assume that spinning has been part of the human existence for the better part of the last 10,000 years. What you see here are different kinds of spindle whorls. Whorls are the things that help to weight a spindle and get it to turn. And I will be showing you some more modern ones, but some of these are very pre-Columbian. We've got some prehistoric ones from China and Africa, Ecuador. So it was pretty widespread pretty early on. Let's see now. Let me see how all right, new share. So I want to go here. Let's see how this works. So the spinning wheel kind of popped up in the East somewhere around the year 1300. And this is their first real depiction of a spinning wheel. It's by a Chinese artist from the Northern Song Dynasty, circa 1270. So, been around a while. Let me see. In the West, it took a little bit longer. So this is a picture of, let me bring this up. And where is it? How do I do this? Resume share. There it is. This is so confusing. All right, so here's a great wheel. I actually have one of these up in my attic, but decided it wasn't worth dragging it down. But if you take a look at it, that wheel would be about as tall as I am, and you would use it by just turning the wheel and walking back and forth with the yarns. So for the better part of 10,000 years of history, this is how clothing was made. I want to stop sharing. There we go. Now, am I sharing anymore? Let me close that. All right, there we go. So, I thought I would pull out some of, what do we have here? Oops, I'm going to switch cameras because I pulled out some of my spindles. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted at all. All right, sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, so I've got a reasonable selection of my own spindles. You can see they range from a really, really tiny supported spindle, which you would use in, going the wrong way. Where is it? There it is. In a bowl, kind of to support it. There's a little bit of silk you can see still on here. Through some really just pretty ones, because I like pretty ones, to this is they're a Turkish spindle. This one is labeled as a Victorian silk spindle. I think it's really pretty, especially the wood turning. Um, this is also a supported spindle from the Russian area, as is this. And then, if you want to get really, this is, how do I get it so you can see it? This is also a supported spindle. It's a Navajo spindle. You would spin this one along your leg as you were sitting on the ground. So, let me come back to me. Is somebody's mic not muted? I keep stopping my video, which is not what I want to do. Okay, so one of the things that I have always found a little bit exciting about spinning is the idea that when the Western world kind of started to spread out and colonize, one of the things they would do, especially, the British, the Spanish, they'd come over into areas and take the natural resources, bring them back to the home country to process, and then they'd sell them back to the colonies, having convinced them that there were things there they wanted. So during the American Revolution, it became a piece of kind of protest to wear homespun cloth. And then, let me pull up this next picture here, if I can figure out how to do it, because during the Indian, resume shit, I keep hitting the wrong thing. Oh, new share, it's got to be that one, and there. Gandhi also chose to use that same method of protest to begin to have Indians spin their own cotton. This is a charka, which you would use to spin cotton, and they use that as a protest, again, against the English, to say we will keep our own resources. I don't have any American colonial spinning pictures, mostly because there weren't photographs in those days. Anyway, so as I said, the spindle, this is, it's really hard to teach or talk to people you can't see. I can see a couple of smiling faces, which is nice. So there are a lot of the hand spindle, as I said, has been around for centuries, millennia, possibly. This is how clothing has been made, unless, leather clothing, obviously, but even leather clothing has been sewn together, but clothing now has been made this way forever. So I have the hand spindles. I showed you the picture of I showed you the picture of the great wheel. I forgot to bring out. I think I'll need to switch cameras here. I was organized when I started this, honest.
Put it on the table?
No. Let me switch to the webcam, and then I'm going to bring this over here a little bit, see how I do. Oh, nope, not that. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So this is a modern spinning wheel. It's the first one that I ever owned, and you can see how it's a very different kind of look. The drives are all plastic. So there's a whole interesting range of different kinds of ways to do this very basic thing. Oh, sorry, that's dizzy making, which is to turn a fiber, like here I have some wool. This is sheep's wool right here, you see, and my brand new spindle that I didn't think was going to come in time that I got in the mail today. Pretty cool, huh? And spinning is basically the idea of putting twist into something, because if you're going to make clothes out of this, it wouldn't work really well. But if you take it and you start to twist it, you see, just like I'm doing, and this is, I would love to know who that first person was who looked at some sheep's wool hanging off of a tree, grabbed it and said, hey, let me twist this and see what happens. But you see, as I twist it, all of a sudden, it's strong and holds up. And so all of these pieces of equipment that I've shown you are there to do one specific thing, which is to put twist into this fiber so that it can hold together and be strong. And if you'll take a look here, I'm taking this and I'm going to spin it. I spin the spindle, and all it really does is, you see this is hanging off here, it's twisting it. And as I go from the twisted part up into the not yet twisted part, and it's hard to see, I think, in this vision, but what happens is the twist goes up from here, and then the bottom part of this is basically to keep it steady and also to give you some place to put the yarn once you've spun it. And this is animal fiber. Most of what I spin is animal fiber, and so I need to do one more screen share. Let me see how I can do this. And here, and I am screen sharing. Can you see these? You guys see this? What?
No, we see the,
Why is it not doing it? All right, hang on, and there it is. Okay, so these are, microscopic shots of different kinds of animal fibers, or different kinds of fibers. So you see here you have your coarse wool, and you see how it looks almost a little bit like Velcro here, and this is a fine wool, then the next one over is an alpaca, then cashmere, which is also an animal fiber. Then as you go along, you can see the silk, which really is very smooth, the linen, then cotton, which is kind of oddly twisted, and then I don't know if you can see, all over here on the far end is the polyester, which is totally straight and has no real hooks on it at all. So you can see how the animal fiber is actually very well suited to spinning. So let me stop the share, and we're back to me here. So what happens is, okay, so you're spinning along and you're spinning along and you take it off. And people say, oh no, what happened? You broke it. The truth of the matter is it wants to do this. It wants to be together. And so as I start to spin it again, you'll see it start to pick it up and hold on to it. And again, now you can imagine this is not a fast way to get things done. It takes, I made a shawl once where I spun the yarn and then knitted it into a shawl. It took me a little over a year. But, it was fun. Just seeing anything here. Right shoulder or the left shoulder? Yes, actually, it does, although I couldn't begin to explain why. When I spin for a single, I'll go clockwise, which I believe is considered a Z twist because of the way it looks as it twists. But then, once you've made your yarn, your single, obviously this is pretty narrow. if you can see that. So we're going to go, then we would take it, and if you spin it nicely, let me show you this. And then I start to bring it together, and you'll see what it starts to do is it starts to spin back on itself and then becomes thicker and even more strong, but it's spinning in the other direction. So you would spin from, then you would spin it, sorry, anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, and it begins to make a thicker yarn. And I have this most recently completed, and let's see how close I can get without it going weird. But if you can see how I've got, actually this is 4, twisted in one direction, then in another direction, and then back again to make it strong and kind of, that's not a great, yeah, about there. And I know that cotton actually does have a way that it will twist and the way that it won't. But I've never been very good with cotton, unfortunately. But, so I have, this is, as I said, a sheep fiber, a sheep wool. I have here some rabbit fiber, which I got some years back. Very different kind. I've also worked with goat fiber because mohair is goat fiber. And let's see. Now, once you've spun up your yarn, you need to do something with it. You need to process it. And I have all kinds of different props for processing. So this here fella is called a niddy noddy. And it is a way to put your yarn from your spindle into a skein. It's a way to count how much you have and to straighten it out and give it some strength, straightening rather. There are lots of other ways to do this. I have an umbrella swift, which is a much larger way of doing this. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. And then from there, as I said, you would twist it up and make, as many plies as you feel like. I know that in Britain, yarn is measured by its plies, even if it's not really measured by the plies. Yes, Christopher, it is much faster with the wheel, but not quite as much fun. I don't feel like I have as much control over it, although there is something very peaceful, because as you saw, it was a treadle wheel, and just sitting and doing this with your feet is very peaceful. But I am very much a hand spinning person, and I have made many. The shawl I talked about, by the way, I did make on the wheel, and I have used the great wheel as we talked about before. But for me, there's just a huge amount of peace in just sitting here. Especially, this is a really nice spindle, which I didn't know it was going to be when I got it, because with the virtual festivals, it's really hard. I don't get to test them before I spin on them, but this one spins really nicely, and there's something very quiet and peaceful. And then, of course, from here, I would take whatever I've spun up and knit into something. I think the blue fiber will probably wind up being a scarf, because it depends on how much I have, and I have to measure, but I think it'll probably wind up being a scarf. But when I am not Scottish country dancing or working, this is what I'm doing. There we have it. Thank you for listening. Hope you found it vaguely interesting. Risa, I guess I'll turn it back over to you. Usually to... Okay. Risa, are you there?
I am.
Okay. Cool deal.
Thank you